Deleted my Hinge in August and I have been so happy without it. Let me tell you, that app just makes me feel like shit about myself. Dating apps used to work for me in the past, but I don't know if it's just that I'm getting older.
Ladies out there will be a time in every woman's life, at least in the US, where you're gonna wake up to the fact that you've been sold an absolute lie.
The older I get, the more I realize why older men date women that are significantly younger than them, and only because the women their age would never, ever even glance at them twice.
It's fine. They have other options. Look.
Older guys, 100%.
Older guys.
Older guys.
Mature men are definitely better, 100%.
They know.
Pretty privileges are great for those who have them, but things get challenging when they realize that it's gone. They can no longer get a free pass, and this is when they start making videos. The funny part is that they start living as an average man, and this is what makes them a bit uncomfortable. Let's have a look at what they have to say about their experience after losing it.
Deleted my Hinge in August and I have been so happy without it. Let me tell you, that app just makes me feel like shit about myself. Dating apps used to work for me in the past, but I don't know if it's just that I'm getting older. Meeting someone in the wild is so much better because when you meet in the wild, you have that confirmed attraction to each other, that confirmed interest. Whereas if I go on a Hinge date, the guy might not be attracted to me. He might not like my voice. He might think I'm weird. But if they meet you in person and ask for your number, you're like, okay, word. Like, I don't know if I'll ever go back to Hinge, but it was fun while it lasted.
Another one that can no longer benefit from the pretty privilege, she said it herself. Things were different a few years ago, it was easier, but now it's way harder. She probably had a long list she could pick from. Those were the guys that would do anything to be with her, but at that moment all she wanted to do was entertain chads, not realizing that those times weren't forever.
Seems like they don't know when to cash out. They live their life as if the wall doesn't exist, but after going through it, most of them will find themselves in their car making a video for TikTok, complaining about how things have changed, as they are no longer part of Chad's hookup list. The most interesting part was when she said this.
I've been so happy without it. Let me tell you, that app just makes me feel like shit about myself. Dating apps used to work for me in the past, but I don't know if it's just that I'm getting older.
She changed her perspective related to the app because of the results she was getting. The app was like a humble machine. It served as a reality check, but she wasn't ready for such revelation, and this is why she is disappointed. But getting out of the app to avoid the truth won't change anything, and this is why they should take advantage of those times when they were still able to rely on their beauty to get things done, instead of waiting for the wall to come, then start to look for Mr. Right. But at this point, we can clearly see that she is no longer delusional. Those apps made it clear where she stands on the dating scene. She knows what she can and can't. At least she was able to gain vital knowledge from those dating apps, and I am sure it will help her understand what is achievable going forward. To be honest, I think that she is lucky because most modern women go through the wall without having this knowledge, and as a result, they still believe that even after the wall they can pull the same caliber of men, and this is why a lot of them are single. Let's read some comments.
People who had the pretty privilege and lost it. That was a rude awakening for me.
But most of them only realized that they had it after losing it, then it's too late. Once all the benefits are gone, they will experience the life of an average man, and this is when it becomes challenging for them.
And all the guys who didn't want me before are now crawling at my feet.
I am not sure what she was talking about, but seems like she is saying that things got better after losing the privileges. I don't see it happening, but if that is the case, good for her.
It's so insane that physical beauty affects how people treat us, when beauty is a feeling on the inside.
But she forgot that for someone to see the internal beauty, they need to be interested in the external beauty first, because that is what will make them want to know you. How would someone know how beautiful you are internally if you didn't pass their external beauty requirement?
Ladies out there will be a time in every woman's life, at least in the US, where you're gonna wake up to the fact that you've been sold an absolute lie. And this time will likely occur after you have your first child or as you're approaching the age of 40. The closer you get, the closer you come to this realization. Why? It's because after you have your first child and when you get older, all of a sudden you enter a different bracket of society. You come from being a maiden who is really enjoying life and out there doing creative things, pursuing your career, getting your education, all the things that are valuable, right? To being someone who's absolutely forgotten by society. After I had my first kid, I realized that even though I had spent years planning for this decision, I knew that I would always have kids. And so I became an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade. And so even with the planning, and I have an amazing, gracious husband, partner, who also helps me. Regardless of that, I am still amazed at the zero level of support that I am given and that all my fellow moms out there are given.
I want you guys to listen to this again.
And I have an amazing, gracious husband, partner, who also helps me. Regardless of that, I am still amazed at the zero level of support that I am given and that all my fellow moms out there are given.
Didn't she just say that she had the full support of her husband? Who else did she expect to support her? What attention is she looking for? We all know what she means by that. She noticed that Chads are no longer interested, and this is what bothers her. She thought they would still pursue her even after she had a partner and child, but when it didn't happen, she felt like she was forgotten by society.
I have a similar opinion, but I wonder what she meant by that statement. Who else did she expect support from? She wasn't aware of the wall, and she didn't know that the change would be this drastic. The pretty privilege no longer applies, and it's affecting her.
And so what do we do, ladies? You get angry, you get upset, but you get even. And this is what came so profoundly to me. We are the more powerful gender. We are the more powerful half of the whole. Without us, they ain't nothing.
Imagine a woman who received all the support she needed from her partner, but still claimed that she was forgotten. What would be her husband's reaction after seeing such a video? I bet he wouldn't be happy because she is disregarding everything he has done for her. But we can easily translate her message. All she is saying is that Chad and Tyrone are no longer looking at her. They literally forgot about her, and she is no longer one of the girls on their roster list. This is all it comes down to. The funny part is that she is complaining about the same thing most men go through their entire life. This is what it means to live like a man. She currently experiencing what it's like to be in our shoes, and she isn't pleased with it. This is all about the attention she is no longer receiving, but instead of coming clean and telling the truth, she decided to call it unsupported. Let's check the comments section.
You wanted to be strong and independent. Well, it's not just sunshine and rainbows. Turns out being strong and independent means having to use that strength to support that independence. Welcome to being a man. If you want things to change, you do it.
Being strong and independent is easier said than done, and this video proves it. Even though she confirmed that she had the full support of her partner, she still found room to complain about the lack of support. But the funny thing is that it's coming from someone who claimed to be strong and independent. I thought she didn't need anyone.
That Asian lady at the end was beyond delusional. How is she the more powerful half, but she's complaining about lack of support? Those with power by definition are the ones who can afford to support others, not the ones requesting support.
This is a modern version of what it means to be strong and independent. They don't mean it.
The older I get, the more I realize why older men date women that are significantly younger than them, and only because the women their age would never, ever even glance at them twice. Now there are men my age that try to approach me and I have to actively withhold the urge to spit on them, but younger me would have just died over them, and it was for stupid reasons like, oh my god, he's so cool and mature, he has his own apartment. He should. He's 30. Those men are almost always losers. Still think it's gross, but now I see the logic.
The real reason why men date younger women is not because of their physical appearance, their body. No, because today with plastic surgery and everything else, you barely know who is 40 and who is 18. They're gonna be very happy with a few crumbs because maybe they didn't experience much in the world. They're gonna be just easily impressed. And it's way cheaper to date a younger girl.
This is a clear example of women who didn't take advantage of their beauty privileges when they could. Now this is all they have left to do. I wonder if they shared the same opinion a few years ago. But to help them and to clarify their doubt, I will refresh their memories. I will show them their younger self and what opinions they used to have related to older men. Let's have a look at it.
Older guys, 100%.
Older guys.
Older guys.
Mature men are definitely better, 100%.
They know what they want in life, you know?
Because they're more intelligent, they've got more money, which means they won't ask you for anything, more interesting, often better looking.
I hope those queens were able to listen to that interview. It's evident that there is nothing we can do about it. Young women are also attracted to older men. In other words, we are attracted to each other, and I know that this is what makes some people mad, especially those who have already gone through the wall. It's funny that even when women have their preference, which in this case is older men, they still find a way to blame us for it. Seems like it's our fault that they want us. Those queens wanted the same thing years ago, but now they're trying to find a way to talk down on it. Just let us do our thing and mind your business. The video they are making is unnecessary and pointless because it has nothing to do with them. It's like talking about a party you were not invited to. The other interesting part of this video is the way they said it. They want to portray an image that older men are going after young women while young women are trying to avoid them. But based on that interview alone, it became clear that it's a mutual attraction. So their argument is baseless. They should spend their time more productively. Find something else to do.
Does any man really care what a post-war woman thinks?
That is a great question, and I believe they are unnecessarily wasting their time because nobody cares. It's like talking about a party they weren't invited to. What is the point?
Women attack men for dating a younger woman. Women prefer to date older men. Wait, what?
This is one of the best observations so far. It highlights the fact that those queens' videos are pointless. Most women prefer older men, but those queens are mad that men are dating younger women. What are they even talking about? It's not our fault that women like men a few years older than them. But I do understand their position. It's not easy to know that there is a party going on, but you didn't get the invitation.
Why do older men date younger women? First, because we can, and second, because those young women are often seeking us. So the real question is, why wouldn't we?
This comment explained it in the simplest way possible. We do it because we can, and don't forget that this is what most women are looking for. This is the end of our video. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe.